Good morning, Pet Vet family. My name is Dr. Stephanie Elliott, and I'm here at the Pet Vet Animal Clinic in Midwest City, Oklahoma. And I want to start today by saying welcome to our YouTube channel, or if you've already been tuning in, welcome back. The goal of our channel is to talk about some of the most important topics that we see every day in veterinary medicine and to answer your most pressing veterinary animal questions. So without further ado, today we're going to be talking about blood work. Maybe you brought your pet to the vet previously and they've recommended blood work and you were wondering, how's that valuable? What does that tell us? Well, today I'm going to go through our typical blood work panel that we offer in clinic. I'm going to go through each step and go through it and tell you why it's valuable and what that can help us do to help your pet live their longest and best life. So first of all, I want to talk about what's called the CBC, and I have one in my hand. This is a values of red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and then kind of a breakdown of the white blood cells. So we look at the red blood cells and the hematocrit because we want to make sure that your pet has enough circulating red blood cells to take oxygen throughout the body. So if there's an abnormality, we want to know and address that. The next thing we look at is white blood cells. So I'm sure you guys know what that is. White blood cells indicate that there's an infection present. So our blood cell machine looks at a breakdown of the different types of white blood cells that can also help us even narrow down the type of infection that could be present. And the next thing is platelets. So platelets are super important for clotting. So if your pet has a cut or we need to go in surgically and make an incision, we want to make sure that their platelets are adequate so that they can clot and they won't bleed. So this is one of the very first things that we'll check in your pet's blood cell count, and it's very important. There's a lot of things on here that can really help us determine the internal health of your pet. The next thing we look at is what's called a chemistry or an internal organ function. So going through this is our kind of our basic blood work plan. And so the first thing we look at is our glucose level. So glucose, are they too high or too low? That can indicate two different problems. They could be diabetic or there could be other issues that are causing low glucose. We definitely want to know that. Then we look at several different kidney enzymes, including what's called an SDMA, and that is an early indicator of kidney disease, an enzyme that will be higher before the other kidney enzymes, which can help us determine if your pet has early indicators of kidney disease, so we can address that and get them on the right diet and the right plan, because we do see that quite often. We also look at their liver enzymes, we look at their proteins, we look at their electrolytes, and the electrolytes are important because there's a lot of endocrine diseases that can show themselves by just having a little bit of abnormality in the electrolyte level. So that's really important to check. The next thing I want to talk about is a heartworm test. We do see a lot of heartworm in Oklahoma, and our test looks for heartworm and also 3 of the most common tick diseases that we see, which we definitely want to know their status because heartworm is very common in Oklahoma, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's worms that grow inside the heart of your pet, and it can be deadly. So that's something we want to address and know, and if your pet does have heartworm, we want to talk about treatment and then getting them on the right preventive. Same for tick disease. Tick disease can make them feel really yucky. So if your pet isn't feeling well, we're definitely going to run a tick panel to make sure that that's not what we're dealing with, because it's very common, especially in Oklahoma. We see a lot of fleas and ticks. The next thing that we would want to recommend is a thyroid panel. And so thyroid, usually in dogs, their thyroid's low. In cats, their thyroid tends to be high. So if that's an issue, if your pet's thyroid's not functioning normally, that can present in a lot of ways and make them feel pretty yucky, and it's a pretty easy fix. So that's one of those things that we want to see and make sure that we address that, because those are all important things that can help us to determine if something's underlying going on with your pet, and so we can address it and make it better. And I think that about does it for us today. I want to thank you so much for joining us. If you have a question, maybe your pet had a really weird blood work result at some point, drop us a comment below. And if you have a minute, please like and subscribe to our channel and stay tuned, because we are posting content every week, and you never know, your question might be featured in our next Pet Vet video. So again, thank you so much for joining us. It is my joy in life to be able to partner with you to give your pet its very best life. So until next time, give your pets lots of hugs for me. And again, thank you for being part of our Pet Vet family.